July 20th. State Capitol, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Protest to open up the state, stop the coronavirus BS. So this is where we're at. Swing around here, and you can see what we're walking into. SOS, sending out an SOS. Yeah, badass actor Sam got an SOS. Got myself a bit of a jam here, folks. I want to get this out of the way before we get into this. A friend had informed me the night before that there was a protest going to be happening at the Capitol in Baton Rouge, so I took a ride up, and that's what we'll be getting into. But first, I just want to tell you what's happening with me in the prayer that maybe someone out there listening can help me out. And of course, if you can help me out in any way, it's always a good one. But the COVID has taken its toll on me. I'm being kicked out of my home. And just to give you a rundown, I thought I was going to be here for a while. I thought I was solid here. The landlady actually answered my ad when I was looking for a place the last time. Been there for about 14 months. And I came in, and with her eyes wide open, she knew, exactly what I was doing, and was fully supportive of it. And the work I did around this house, because I thought I'd be able to ride out the storm here that's coming. So I put a ton of work in this place. I mean, I got close to $2,000 of my own money in here. And my labor cost, I don't want to get into it. Never charged her a dime. Rebuilt the front porch. Anyway, I put in planters in the back. I built, raised garden planters and chicken coops and bought the chickens and you name it. I was ready for the long haul. And then the COVID hit. And the woman has got problems. She does have lung problems, so that she is a bit, she's even more paranoid than normal. But she's putting the pressure on me, so, and I've had it with New Orleans. I am done with New Orleans. I'll be reading you the dictates here for the that the mayor is putting up for you to do. I can't stand anymore. I can't stand. Even pumping gas is a pain in the ass now. You put the mask on and everything. It's just driving me crazy. So I want to get out of the area entirely. If anybody knows, if you have a home that has a room and you think you can put up with me, let me know. If you know somebody that has a place that can put up with me, please let me know. Some place for my tools so I can work, woodworking. I like to do that. And it was someplace rural, semi-rural, a town, small city, but I'm over dealing with the liberal BS, and I can see what's going to happen here, how this is going to start ramping up, and I don't want to be part of it. I want to get the hell out of here. As I said, I thought I had a home here, but it's not. So with that out of the way, we're going to get into this. You're going to meet some good people. You meet Stephen, who's a good activist here, and then you're going to meet Raphael, and then the head of the Louisiana Cajun militia, all here. So, but and I, to get into this, it's going to these things kind of. I kind of avoid them. That's why I started my own little protest on the streets. Because you go to these protests, they're like just circle jerks. We're not actually actively doing anything. And I thought about after I left the protest, why don't we just get all these people when we have something like this and actually do something like, 30 of us walk into a Walmart without our masks and bring our information with us and challenge them. And, say, look, the science is on our side, the law is on our side, and bring it all and say, if you want to take this to the mat, let's go. And if they want to take us to court and mass, let's go. But, these protesters just sitting around in front of a Capitol building, the governor's mansion, gives a crap. They don't give a damn if we sit out there and melt in the sun. Anyway, that's how I feel about protests. That's why I started my little one-man protest. And of course, I made the suggestion to the groups after I got home and thought about that, and said, well, yeah, we'll organize it. We'll join. He says, well, no, it's not the organization. You guys get the groups. And I think that's the problem we have with the right. We're like herding cats. Everybody's got their little groups here and there. And if you want to give the left any credit at all, they organize. Of course, they get the source money to do it, but they do have organizers. They know how to organize, and they put it together, and they got the buses to take people there and put people up in all their home, and they got buy them the shields. I mean, they do it. They organize, and because of that, we're getting beat on the streets. I mean, my byline is always was, on the streets. And if you don't control the streets, you don't control anything. And right now, they control the streets. The hell out of this damn place. Notice here from the city of New Orleans, city monitoring new restrictions to help stem the spread of COVID-19 in New Orleans. Number 1, gathering size. Indoor social gatherings, parties, weddings, and funerals limited to 25 people. And masks and distances are required. Outdoor gatherings limited to 50. Take-out alcohol. No sales of take-out alcohol, drive-through alcohol will be allowed. Masks required. Masks required in public except during outdoor personal recreation. Restaurant patrons must wear masks except while actively eating or drinking. Which, of course, makes no sense whatsoever. Of course, none of this makes any sense at all, and all of this is illegal. All of this is done by color of law, and all of it's done over fraud. So that's why I need to get out of here. If I stay in New Orleans, I'm going to wind up going to jail, or worse. I'm going to wind up. It's bad. And the whole tyranny here, I can't understand. This tyranny is insane. This is insane. I need to get someplace sane. I need to get to the country. I need to get to someplace where where there's some kind of sanity, where people aren't going to try to restrict you from living. I mean, it's insane what's happened in 4 months. In 4 months, we went from a prosperous free country to a broke, indebted, tyrannical one. There are countries out there. I moved to Russia. I don't think Russia's has this kind of tyranny. there are tyrannical governments out there that wouldn't put these kind of restrictions on you. And yet we're taking it. Oh, Lord, help us, please. This is nuts.
My name's Sauce. I'm the founder of Louisiana Cajun Revolution.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you too. I've seen you a couple times already in the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
The only difference is I got a beard now, and I'm actually wearing a hat and glasses.
Yeah, well, at least you're not wearing the mask. That's a plus.
I'm not wearing no mask. I'm gonna be straight up, and it's on my Facebook, LCM Facebook. If I do not see my numbers right here today, I'm shutting LCM completely down. We have fought for the last October will be 10 years, and we have guys and ladies that have literally been stabbed, been shot. We've been put in hospitals fighting for rights, and people just don't care. Now with y'all, well not y'all, but people being mandated to wear a mask, not able to go to a bar room or even go to a church, like I said, to go to a church or a restaurant to eat with your family and children. You can't teach your children history or education, period. I'm about to throw in my towel. And that's why I'm about to get rid of everything I own for this compound. Because I'm tired of fighting. I did my fights overseas. I don't need to be fighting here. I'm tired.
And unfortunately, it's only going to get worse.
And there's a lot, that's right.
I mean, it's only going to get worse. And you're right, our forefathers would have been shooting by now.
Oh, yeah. And see, we don't know if we should shoot or not. I mean, if we shoot, we become radical, we become terrorists and everything.
Yeah,
my generation,
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But when these hate groups come out, or they try to tear down monuments, we need to go kick their asses. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Well, amen to that.
Police officers, the one in New Orleans in 2017, them police officers were ordered to stand down.
Yeah.
Straight up. I got it on video. The newscast got it on video. It was all over the place. They were ordered to stand down. Then we fight, we become radical.
There's a nice man I met out there. His name is Stephen Langley. And I met him out there. He's a nice man. This is his card right here. And I like what he's got on the back. It goes, he's got 3 monkeys, right? And if you can read that, it says, if you see and hear evil, speak out against it. Do not be like these little monkeys. Silence is betrayal. Dr. King. And what he does as an activist, he made up these business cards, and on one side of it has you can get up here and hopefully it'll focus, dangers of surgical masks, and then it goes through all the different reasons why wearing the surgical mask does you harm, and goes on the back, same thing. He's got more information on it. So he takes these cards, these cards, he just leaves them everywhere. He goes, he leaves them out and hands them out to people. So this is a cool little idea, I think, that a lot of people can do. So I really like this idea. And this is Steven, right? There you go.
Or get them from you. I appreciate it.
Here's the kind of stuff I do. I leave it just like on the shelf in the grocery store and stuff. No direct confrontation, stuff like that.
Love it.
Got a couple other ones I leave.
This is a good idea.
Yeah. Just let people see it and go, oh, hey, look.
Just leave cards like that everywhere.
That's what I said earlier. Remember a few months ago I said we need to start making some brochures? Because I see there's stuff everywhere. Every time I go to a coffee shop, I see their damn propaganda.
Yeah, we need to start propaganda back.
Thank you.
There's a postcard a little bigger than that. I was thinking some of the stuff you say, some of the points you bring out, one subject at a time, and put those around. Let them do their own. They'll go online like I did before to prove it wasn't true, and found out, oh, it's true.
Yeah.
When I was Democrat, oh, I'm gonna prove this. Yeah, I proved it all right. I'll never vote Democrat again. That's for damn sure.
Oh no, they've gone.
I might after I die, though. You know, I might after I die, if you know what I mean.
Went around out in front of the Capitol building for for about an hour, I guess. We decided to march over to the governor's mansion. And so on the way, we stopped at the War Memorial there. And as we were walking, we had the police escorting us, and, following us in their vehicles.
What you want to know about LCM?
How big you are?
2800.
Thanks, sir. I love it.
2800. I don't know, maybe 15 to 2,000 of them are keyboard warriors.
Yeah, thank you.
I hate to say it, but I mean, that's what they are.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, it was only 2% that fought the first revolution. We won.
But I will say this, the hard hitters inside LCM, they're real.
Yeah.
And they're ready.
Good.
We blacks, whites, yellows.
Americans is what you are.
Americans.
Thank you.
So one of the so people call black, African American, whatever. We actually said the African American, and he went off. He went off. I'm not an African American. I'm not black. I'm a mother American.
So is the governor home?
I don't have a clue. He don't tell me nothing. I'm way down there.
So you guys have been following us around this beautiful crowd that we got going on here. But I don't think you have to worry about us storming.
Oh no, I don't think so. Y'all look like the kind of brought pitchforks.
No, we're not Antifa,
Yeah. Dude, it's bad up in Seattle and stuff.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why New Orleans hasn't seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
Well, who knows, right?
Well, I think I don't know.
You don't need the mask, see? Look, come on. You don't need the mask. You know, like that all viruses die in the sunlight within seconds? Seriously, you don't even, it's impossible. This whole thing's a hoax. Are you familiar with, you ever heard of lockstep? You have?
Lockstep?
Yeah. Check this out. This is weird. 10 years ago, the Rockefeller Foundation had a conference. It was called Scenarios for the Future Technological and International Development. One of the scenarios in there was called lockstep. I'm giving it to you, paraphrasing, but as close as I can get to it.
Okay.
We're going to release a virus. Doesn't have to be deadly, but the media has to convince the people, the propaganda has to be strong enough, convince the people that it is. In order for us to be able to lock down the economies and then bring in a new economy, cashless society,
right,
and a one world government. You know who was there? Fauci. Next to Bill Gates Sr., George Soros. Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you? Yes. You wonder what the hell's going on here. What's that all about there, Officer Alexander? What is that? What's going on here? I know you're on duty, you can't tell me.
Can't have an opinion at least.
Thank you very much. You're being very professional. I appreciate that. That's very good. But, just for a little bit of your information, you might want to, when you get home, you want to look it up and see what's going on there. Oh, God. It's amazing what would happen in 4 months. Jeez. Amazing. But I do appreciate the fact that our Attorney General came out and said that this lockdown looks unconstitutional. And there is a case that was settled in 1859 on this very subject about a guy who was quarantined when he was coming in and took it to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said the government has no right to do what they're doing right now. Yeah, 1859. It's Roff, R-O-F-F. Robert W. Anyway, Officer Alexander,
Have a good day.
thank you very much. It's about damn time! The leader is here! The leader is here!
Oxygen is essential.
We need our schools open!
Yay! Where are all the patriots? Come on.
I'm telling you.
Hey, and we went from being like conspiracy theorists to like party poopers for not going along with it. Isn't that crazy?
I know. Yeah, well, yeah. I said crazy I could put up with. It's insane shit that bothers me.
Yeah.
It's better if a million people sues everybody for $1 even. Because you tie up their
It's the guy that's suing the governor that we met at the other rally.
Oh, good.
We got to unite on not do it class action, do it individual. Class action, they can throw it away and we're all gone. Plus $1 to file. Now I got something I can work with.
Forget class action lawsuits.
They love that. They buy it off in one swoop. But if everybody sues for $1, they got to go to court each time for like, for court costs. That's slave and training. Yeah. Now I got something to work with. Watch me. Yeah. Oh, we got more than that. No, and my friend in Canada has an affidavit. We're going to give people can give the police to go and do their jobs, or else be fined and held civilly responsible for not protecting the Constitution
I'll
and the
look it
rights
up.
of the people.
Thank you so much.
And to take that to court, and we're translating it into English Louisiana law, just translating that. And it's the same principle. We have already established that the people have rights, that it's the will of the people, that we're a government of the people, and that top-down communist government control of the people is not what a free republic is about. So what are we doing even having this conversation here? Reminding people of the basic civics. I mean, that wasn't even my strong suit in school. Yeah, but fear captivates.
On the 25th.
And they've got us all in the grips of fear.
But they know the truth.
Thank you, sir.
Well, the guys are. It doesn't mean that the guys that are here enforcing it do. I've called the police. I called one police station. I said, "Is it law?" "Oh yeah, they're enforcing it." I said, "What statute is it?" "Well, I don't know." I called another bureau office, and the guy's like, "It's on the same recording."
It's not a law, though, correct?
And he's like, "There's no law." "No, it's no law." And French Quarter Police, no, there's no law. They know what's up. There's no law. There's just fear and intimidation. And even saying, well, if the business owner wants to keep you out, he can. Well, actually, no, he can't.
No.
He's discriminating on your medical.
Thank you.
But they get fined $500. Then that's an unethical fine because it's illegal. It forces them to violate the rights of their individual, which subjects them to a greater lawsuit for violating the rights.
Right.
Because you can't ask me to prove my disability. And actually, you can't discriminate. And so I've been doing that. I've been walking into places. I'm like, nobody even. They figured it out. I called Trader Joe's. I got them on recording, but I didn't post it. The Trader Joe's, I said, I want to settle this before I go in because I don't like conflict. But I've been running out of places to shop, and it's stressing me out. And he's like, "Oh no, we've trained people. It's your right. We can't ask you what it is." No, I guess a few people have put them in their places enough to.
Well, check out my last YouTube post. Because what I've been doing, I take my cameras in, I take the clipboard, and I walk in. You'd like a mask, sir? No, I suffer from maskophobia, mental condition, and a few. You put that on me, I go berserk. So you don't want to be.
Oh, I have maskophobia too.
Yeah. So
well, it's a multiple compound.
So it is actually a medical condition. So if they look it up, it actually exists.
Maskophobia.
Maskophobia. It's a fear of masks.
I don't even really like for Mardi Gras. Like I don't really like to keep that stuff on the top of my head.
Right.
Like,
thank you.
It's just like, ugh.
Well, that's it. You've got maskophobia. So you can now, and then when they ask, I say, you bring up, of course, the fact that
I'm unvaccinated.
You know, well, you can't ask for to look up my medical, condition. You know, I can't on it to show you a medical card. What is this, Nazi Germany? I mean, to show me your papers.
There's nothing that a disabled person loathes more than somebody saying, "Well, you don't look disabled."
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, well, let me tell you about the anguish of what it takes for me to get out of bed and make it out the door every day.
Have you filed yet?
Huh? No, I haven't filed yet, but I'm translating that executive order to serve the police. That's my priority right now. And to force City Hall to answer the question. No one can answer the question, so you want to have fun? Call and try to get someone in the Department of Health to answer what constitutes a case.
I saw your video the other day.
What constitutes a case? Oh, I'm still waiting to get an answer because the Department of Health sent me to the COVID hotline. The COVID hotline, well, because first I went to the mayor, some people, and they said, everybody's deferring up river. The Department of Health tried to send me to the CDC. I said, no, it's the governor's job to define the emergency. To me, I don't have to go looking for it. I'm the general public, and it says so in his duties for executive orders. He's got to define the emergency. An ongoing emergency is an oxymoron. An emergency is a crisis you didn't foresee and you're not prepared for. It's not that there's a disease. We live, 1.5 million people died of tuberculosis last year, so it's not that there's a disease. It's that we can't handle it. That our resources will be drained. That people will be overflowing hospitals and death will be like flowing into the streets. We didn't have that. But what we do have is a flu schedule that tends to unleash a flu shot schedule that tends to unleash the flu season early out of schools and elementaries, and like St. Landry, Louisiana is where the flu season starts. Bro, ironically, within shedding time of the flu shot, which you get when you come back into school if you're silly enough to follow the program.
Just a coincidence.
No, it's not a coincidence. Because when you look at the studies show flu vaccinated shed a higher viral load. Flu studies, according to the Department of Defense, shows you're 36% more likely to get a corona or meta-pneumonia-like respiratory infection. The DOD studied their own personnel in 2017 and 18 and found that. Argue with the DOD, Department of Defense, if you don't like that. Don't argue with me. They also found that children are more likely to get respiratory infections. They got the flu vaccine. Also, they find that you don't get a lifelong immunity to it, so you just get a window of time, maybe at best, of an immune reaction, which you trade out an infection for a lifelong disease potential. Every vaccine, according to Dr. Judy Mikovits and others, has retroviruses. All retroviruses are potentially cancer-causing. Read Dr. Mary's Monkey, the story, true story with Dr. Oshner, Lee Harvey Oswald, what he was really up to. And those rats in the movie with Kennedy, and Ferry's little, the little cross-dresser, the character guy. What's he doing with those rats? They don't really talk about it in the movie, do they? But if you read Dr. Mary's Monkey, you'll understand what the rats are about. They were being shipped from Louisiana Parkway Avenue to Children's Hospital. Or next door to the Children's Hospital. And we've confirmed that book. It's not some conspiracy theory. Like, I've spoken to the electricians at that building, and they say, there is
still live 2 blocks away from it, right?
For the electrical housing to be there.
We live 2 blocks away from that, right?
Yeah, you do. You still do. And not to make light of the people who did catch the virus, but there's a lot to it, and because of that, they deserve to know the whole truth about what all causes the virus and makes it worse. What kind of protocols ruin your chances of survival.
Yes.
Yes, so fear of disease does not stop life. Right. So, and then there is nothing in the governor's power to call an emergency that allows him to violate Section 1 of the Louisiana Constitution. These are just highlights. We're a government of the people, and it's on their will alone, the people's will alone, right? Not the World Health Organization, the CDC, Bill Gates and his buddy Mel. Our rights are inalienable. Now, somebody in Canada who was letting me know about my Constitution in America was telling me, why don't you look up inalienable? Because I was about to do the same thing everybody else was doing, which was wipe my butt with the Constitution. Why go back to the drawing board and reinvent anything when it's all right here already? People bled for this. You want to bleed for it again? If you forget it and you lose it, you'll have to bleed for it again to get it back. Well, right now, we've got this locked into law. We are a nation of laws. A lot of people think you can huff and puff, and that's going to do it. But at the end of the day, you got to go up and make the laws that protect you, beat your lawmakers, and, get friendly with the devil because you're going to be dealing with them a lot. But stick to your grounds and change the law because it's the law. You can be kind to people. We all play our roles, and we don't all have the same information. We all think we're doing good. Some people, are the devil when you're talking to them, but you get more out of the devil if you treat him with dignity and respect. We all want dignity and respect. And dignity is being taken seriously. So a lot of times we get brushed off for being conspiracy theorists. But now everybody's locked into their homes, and it's overlapping agendas. We've seen Rockefeller write about 2010 scenarios document with a lockstep, which claims exactly, doesn't pretend to be anything other than what it is. Future scenarios for the think tanks offering to the, military. But how to get the world in lockstep, Ebola, getting everybody. And then you get everybody like long lines at the store and tighter. Forget the airport. This is and this will be like global, and here we are in lockstep with a mask, and lockstep with logic. Well, experts say, who cares what experts say? Because there's other experts that disagree with them. What trumps science? Science is never settled. Better science, more science. And if you can't handle the debate, you're the tyranny. You're the enemy. You're the one that has something to hide that you don't want to allow free speech. Because no matter how stupid people are, if you allow every last idiot have their say and every last genius, human consciousness, I believe and I have faith in human consciousness, will see what makes sense for themselves. But if they don't have all the pieces, then that's manipulation. That's not fair game. That's not by consent. Oh devil, oh Satan. No, we do not consent. And it doesn't matter if the Constitution says it or not. I do not consent. And it just so happens I've got a piece of paper in a nation of laws that says I don't have to.
God bless you, honey.
That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Amen.
All right, my body, my choice. Plus, I started a group for people that want to report fraud in COVID. Because we all heard, we all know someone who went in and then they didn't report it quite right, or they didn't even take the test, but they were supposed to take the test. But then they found out, oh, you want to sample my back of my brain?
Yeah.
Well, it's so contagious. I could throw the mask on the floor. That's fine. No bio bins, hazard bins for that. It's so contagious, but you can't get an inside of my cheek swab like everything else.
Yeah. The hypocrisy and the idiocy.
I know, and then and you're asking me to deprive my the Section 3, which is about dignity, which comes after Section 2, which is about you cannot be separated from life, liberty, or property without due process. And isn't due process when you face your accuser? You and I having to face our accuser, and then inviolate by the state. What part of that is Section 1? All this, our rights, our inalienable rights. So I had to look that up in the dictionary because it's just cannot be made separate from. It's like you're born with it. Can you be made separate from your skin? Not without gross violation of your rights and threat to your life and liberty, right? And I mean, so having your rights removed is like taking your skin off. So no emergency gives any governor who is in a government of three branches of government. I mean, I'm not that smart in civics, but didn't they say there were three branches of government? The executive, the legislative, and the what?
Judicial.
And the judicial. We are all threats to society because we're conspiracy theorists. Maybe they want to make an order that some people should shoot us. Should that become a law? When the governor thinks we're a threat to the public good
really are shooting
the
us.
Jews a threat to the greater good, according to German logic? Wasn't it for the greater good that they got rid of the Jews and these groups and then those and then everybody else? I mean, by that logic. But if you're a nation of laws with a Second Amendment, that don't happen. And we're not even here with our Second Amendment. We're here with our First. It's beautiful.
Well, I told you about the guy that's put a box on his head. Yeah, guys, this is what they forced me to wear. I just put a box on my head. And he's got InfoWars stickers all over it. Walks around with a box on his head.
That's great.
Yeah.
I thought about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Go into the grocery store with a snorkel.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. This is what we got to do. We're going to start mocking this crap.
Yes, exactly. That's,
Just, go around
and leaving those little cards everywhere.
Thank you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you. Just passing them out.
Guerrilla activism is the only thing that's going to work, because confronting people head on, it's like the fear and the mind control is just too deep at this point.
Well, at least we got the prettiest people, I tell you. We got the prettiest protesters. We don't have those ugly blue-haired rings and tattoos everywhere, obese. Thank you very much for being here.